everybody, welcome back to Epic Beauty Fail. I'm Jessica. On today's video, we're going to be doing another Foundation Friday. And on today's video, we're going to be using this little guy right here. This is the Revolution Makeup Revolution London Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. Now, I know this came out a couple of months ago. I have yet to give it a try. I'm also going to be trying out the concealer today. This is the Conceal and Define Full Coverage Conceal and Contour. I didn't get a contour shade. I just have the concealer. But we're going to be trying out this foundation today, and I'm going to give you my first impression thoughts on it. So, before I started the camera, I did spray my face down with my Pixie by Petra Hydrating Milky Mist, and I also used my Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. Those are those are the products that I typically use when I'm doing a foundation review so that I can make sure that I have everything kind of on the same level. I will be putting this on the right side of my face with my Sigma Flat Kabuki F80 and on the left side of my face with my, I believe this is a L'Oreal sponge. So I will read to you from the website what the claims are for this foundation. Now, I will tell you, some foundations here recently, I've gone to their websites and there's been like no information at all. This has quite a bit, I feel like. So this says it's ageless, unisex, affordable, yours. New to the Conceal and Define family, meet our Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. Offering lightweight yet buildable coverage in 50 skin true shades, this versatile foundation is designed to suit every skin type and tone. With an oil-free yet creamy and comfortable formula that dries down to a long-lasting demi-matte finish, it won't settle into fine lines or cling to dry patches. Housed in a luxe glass bottle with a jumbo doe foot applicator for greater control and less waste, this foundation offers highly pigmented coverage that can be layered or diffused to suit your look. Swipe on and blend out to ramp up the coverage for a real skin finish that diffuses blemishes and uneven skin tone. Or let your complexion's natural character shine through using a small amount with a damp beauty sponge for veil-like coverage. Follow with your favorite shades of Conceal and Define concealer to highlight, contour, and conceal. It's vegan, cruelty-free, paraben-free, and oil-free. How to use? Swipe on wherever you want coverage using the doe foot applicator. Blend out using a synthetic brush or damp blending sponge. For added staying power, finish with a setting powder and fixing spray to lock your makeup in place all day. And then it does have a lot of shades. So I'm just going to scroll here once it focuses. Those are all the shades. So I think it said 50, right? 50 shades. So definitely has a good shade range. All right, so let's go ahead and get this on the skin. I did shake it up before starting. And it does have, like it said, a large doe foot applicator. Not sure on the shade. We'll see here if it works. Looks like I need to get a little bit more. I did wipe some off before starting to put it on. And I'm not sure how much I need. So we'll start there. I'm going to go ahead in with my brush and blend it out. All right, so that ended up being a really light coverage. I think it barely covered my natural redness, so I'm going to go ahead and build it up a little bit. Now, I didn't put a lot on, so I will say that, but it feels really comfortable. So, and I'm not going to do too much more, just a little bit. Let's go with that. Yeah, it's definitely buildable. All right, so I think it looks really good built up. I'm going to go ahead in on the other side with my sponge. Let's see what it looks like with a sponge. It did say on the website that it was a lighter coverage with a sponge, more natural coverage. So let's see how it does. All right, again, I do need to build it up a little bit more, but I'll say this, right now, an initial application, it's looking really nice. Honestly, it came out a couple months ago, and I did look at reviews then, but I haven't looked at reviews recently, so I honestly can't remember what people's thoughts were on this foundation. That is one benefit of being a couple of months behind everybody. When you're doing foundation reviews, is that you're not being inundated with a bunch of other foundation reviews. And I mean, I tended to watch these videos, which is why I like to film them as well. And And I can't remember what the verdict was on this foundation. So, okay. I'm liking the finish right now. I am. All right, the time now is 9:28. We're going to go ahead and call 9:30 the check-in time. I'm going to have my powder and everything on, pretty quickly here. It might dry down. I am going to go ahead and put a little bit of powder on it just because I always do when I'm doing a foundation review. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put on the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. All right, everybody, I am back. It didn't take me this long to do my makeup. I got a phone call. It is 10:13. Yeah, got a phone call. I was actually done with my makeup about a half an hour ago. It only took me a little bit of time to do my makeup today. So I mentioned I have the Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Conceal and Contour. It's okay. I am going to hold my thoughts on this till later because it does seem to be getting a little bit in my lines more than some other concealers that I've used. I have powders, Physicians Formula powders. This is the Mineral Correcting Powder, and this is the Mineral Face Powder. These are the ones I typically use when I'm doing a foundation review because I know how they work with my skin and I know how it works with other foundations. I have my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in taupe in my eyebrows. Benefit They're Real on my lashes. I have the Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer on my lids. The Urban Decay Naked Flushed Palette. This is in the shade Streak, which includes a bronzer, a blush, and a highlighter. That is on my cheeks. And then on my eyelids, I have the Makeup Revolution, the Once palette, the Emily Edit. I have the cream all over my lid, the Hobby in my crease, Laugh Cry on my lid, all over my lid, covered with Good Vibes all over my lid, and then in my outer corner and under eye, I have Apartment. So those shades that I use, I've used that before. I did a full video with that before, and some of the shades that I used before I wasn't as happy with. I just had some struggles with it. These shades I had no problems with whatsoever. Yeah, not bad. So I think that's everything. Oh, on my lips, I have Bare Minerals Gen Nude Matte in Slay. I'm not sure if this lipstick goes with this eye look though, but it's okay. Anyway. All right, let's talk about the foundation. I'm going to zoom you in and we'll talk about it. I'm not sure how well this camera will pick it up. I will try to pick it up midday. My chin is not great. It's very cracked, especially when I rest my face. It's very cracked. I think the shade looks really good. I think everywhere other than my chin looks really good. I think my nose looks good. I think my cheeks look good. My forehead, it's pretty deep in my line on my forehead. I'll be honest. It's not doing me any favors there, trying to, hide that or mask that. And then around my mouth, which is normally my problem areas, my chin is a mess. My lips, I swear by the day, they just keep getting more and more lined. It's very, very frustrating. But anyway, around my mouth is the biggest problem. The rest of my face, I think, looks really pretty. Really pretty. Oh, I forgot to say I had something in my inner corner. Did I tell you that? Sorry, I'm looking down at my mirror and it's really catching the light. I have Oh Heavens, this shade right here on my inner corner. Anyway. But on the rest of my face, I think it's looking really pretty. Like my nose, my cheeks, my forehead line's not so great, but the rest of my forehead looks pretty good. It's just my chin, which if you've tuned into any of my other foundation reviews, my chin is an issue with foundations. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and keep wearing this. Like I said, my check-in time was 9:30. I actually was done with my face at 9:35, but we're going to stick with 9:30 as the check-in time. So I will be checking in at 1:30 and then again at 5:30. So I will see you then. All right, everybody. It is 1:32, so I'm just a couple minutes late. But I'm going to step in the sun and show you what my skin looks like right now, and then we'll step back into the shade and let me see what it looks like. Actually, okay. So I've got my mirror here. I think that it looks pretty good on my cheeks. I think it looks really good on my nose too. Except that it's starting to break up in a couple of areas. Can you see that? Like just around the tip of my nose, and I haven't blown my nose all day. Now I will say, no, actually now that I'm thinking about it, while I was eating lunch, my nose was running a little bit. So I was like just dabbing my nose with a tissue, so that might be it. So I take that back. It's probably from that. It just took me a second to remember. I think my forehead looks pretty good. It is definitely in the line. I think I mentioned that earlier, that it was like sort of getting in that line pretty well. My nose looks really good. My cheeks look pretty good. My chin, it actually looks better than it did earlier. It looked pretty bad, like not really bad, but it didn't look this good earlier. And I think what I'm experiencing with some of these foundations is that as like my natural oils come in, it does tend to look better throughout the day. But you can see, you know, around my mouth, I'm getting some lining from like, you know, just my skin being a little bit older. So anyway, overall, I would say 4 hours in, I think it's looking pretty good, to be honest with you. It's not super warm here today, so I'm not sweating or anything like that, so I can't speak to those properties of this foundation. But I will say that like right now, it is actually feeling pretty good. It's not feeling heavy. It's not looking heavy, I don't think. I think it just looks really, really nice right now. So anyway, I will check back in another 4 hours and let you know what I think then. All right, everybody, I am back. I'm a couple minutes early. It is 5:21, 5:22, just switched on me. I am a few minutes early because we are actually about to go to the grocery store, because that's what people do at 5:30 at night, right? That's what we're doing tonight. Anyway, let's talk about the foundation. I am not super happy with it right now. I actually just asked John, he's just off screen over here. I said, I pulled out my mirror and I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, wow, I look shiny, don't I? And his response was, greasy. And his response was, I didn't want to say anything, but yeah. So I'm looking shiny. In fact, I might actually just go ahead and take this foundation off before I go to the grocery store. I was thinking about leaving it on because honestly, it doesn't feel bad. I was just looking at the side of my nose here. It looks like it's kind of worn off on this side of my nose a little bit. This side, it was already kind of worn off, but on the top of my nose, it looks almost worn off. It just looks like it's wearing away on my nose. I'm not quite sure what's going on. I haven't been touching my nose since lunchtime. I told you at lunch I had a little bit of a runny nose, and I was kind of like, you know, just blotting my nose a little bit because of the runny nose. But it looks like on the top of my nose, it's kind of worn off. And that's another thing that John said was it doesn't look full coverage. So, and then I told him I had a lot of blush on, but I don't have any blush on my nose. What? So there's that. My forehead is definitely in the line. I mean, that's, you know, it is what it is. My cheeks, I think, look okay, other than shiny. My nose looks shiny, and then, like I said, it's kind of wearing off. I'm curious. Yeah. That's kind of icky. So I'm definitely going to take this foundation off, but I don't know. And it's not like terribly warm out right now. It's in the mid 70s, so it's kind of nice, but it's not horrible. So I don't know. I think I'm looking very shiny. I definitely don't think that this is, I don't remember it saying what kind of, you know, what type of skin you should use this on, if it's dry or you know, oily or whatever. And I'm not super oily right now. My skin's starting to turn more oily because we're getting towards summer, but it's not oily right now. I think probably my chin looks better than it did earlier. But other than that, the other parts of my face, definitely it has gone downhill as the day has gone on. If you go back, I did a review on an Essence foundation 2 weeks ago. If you go back and look at that video, I really enjoyed that one a lot better than the Revolution one. So, and it's less expensive too. So there are my final thoughts on the Revolution Conceal and Define. Is it a horrible foundation? No, but I don't think I would want to wear it at least not, especially as we're going into the summer. I don't think I would want to wear it again for a full day. Maybe if I was just going to do something like for part of the day or a few hours, I would consider putting it on, but not my favorite. I will continue to use it though. I will put it in one of my Shop My Stashes coming up, and it'll be in my Shop My Stash for 2 weeks. So I will wear it again and let you know more about my thoughts on it in those videos. But right now my first impression is not fantastic. So there you go. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up down below. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and don't forget to hit the little bell to notify you when I upload new videos. And if you have any comments, leave those in the comment section down below as well. Have you tried the Revolution Conceal and Define? I know it's been out for a couple months. And what are your thoughts on it if you've given it a try? I would love to hear that. And one more thing, I did open my own online clothing boutique. It is Nimities.com. The link is in the description bar down below. I'm not quite sure if our spring line will have posted yet by the time this video posts. I actually think it probably hasn't, but stay tuned. Our spring clothing is coming very, very soon. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next Epic Beauty Fail. Bye.